Alright guys, I'm going to be doing some planting of some trees. This is not my first year at it, but I'm still learning. I in no way would consider myself a green thumb. But I have learned a few things to do and a few things not to do, and I'm going to try to show you those to successfully, or at least help successfully, start trees from seeds. There again, if you got some knowledge that you could leave me a comment so I can learn. I'm trying to learn how to get better at this. So maybe you can help me. I can help somebody else. So I'm going to show you, first of all, I'll show you the kind of the seeds that I'm going to plant, and then kind of the method that I'm using. And I'm really excited because I'm trying this new dirt and I've had good results, and I'll show you that as well. So one thing I want to show you right off the bat, this tree here, planted from a seed, this is potting soil that I bought, I believe at Home Depot. And this tree is probably, I'm going to say, is 3 to 4 months old. And then its little neighbor here is at best a month old. And this is in this new dirt that I'm going to show you. There's actually no dirt in it. And that's kind of the beautiful thing about it. But when you compare them side to side, you know, I would say they're about the same size. But remember, that one's like four months old. And that's about a month old. So, and I'll show you that dirt here in a second. So for starter, this box of seeds that I have, they have been, I followed the directions on them as far as soaking and then keeping them in the refrigerator or freezer, because they've got that stratification, which is what a seed needs in which to germinate, I guess. So some of them say for 30 days, some of them will say for 3 months. So I started all these at different times. And typically what I would do is soak them in water anywhere from 24, 48 hours. And then I'd put them in paper towel and put them in the refrigerator. Now what I found is when I put seeds in the refrigerator, it sucks up all that humidity and it dries them out real quick. B, there's a lot of bacteria in a refrigerator, and I was getting seeds rotting. So I'm no longer a fan of the refrigerator. I won't be putting seeds in the refrigerator. If I have to, I'll put them in the freezer. And being that I'll show you, got snow outside, that's where those seeds have gone. So I'm going to show you just what I've kind of got that I'm planting. These are sequoias, basically. I'm trying some sequoias. These are some grand fir from the coast, also known as white fir. These are western larch. Tamarack is another name that they're known for. There again, we're not going to go over the scientific names. Then we have western hemlock, Montana, actually hemlock and larch. I can't tell you which one is tamarack. I'm having a brain fart at the moment. And here we have Douglas fir, this regular Douglas fir. And those are all seeds that I purchased. Here we've got, I believe these are just a mix of Douglas fir and pine. Yep, from around the property. Because I have a lot of trees here. I've got like 25 acres of trees. So those are just some that I collected. And I'm not going to open all these. I can tell you what they are. I've got cedar seeds. Cedar tree seeds that I picked up. I picked some up in Portland, Oregon when I was there. And then I also went to an ancient cedar grove where the trees are hundreds of years old, and I picked up a ton of seeds there. So I've got, I think, 2 different cedar seeds. I might even have 3. They're still frozen. I brought them in to thaw out so I could plant them. And then I also have, these are still frozen. I don't think I'm going to be able to open them, but I can show you. They're pecan seeds is what they are. And I've got here 1 pecan tree, 2 pecan tree that I started last year. I didn't have really good results from the last seeds. I'm trying these a little different, so I hope that those turn out. And I can't really honestly, wait, I can tell you what this one is. Douglas fir. And let's see, these I purchased, obviously. Noble fir. And then I got some Rocky Mountain juniper. So we're gonna plant these. And then what I have to plant these in, and I hate these things, I'm not gonna lie. They're too shallow. I was gonna buy some, but kind of low on the ducats. Trying to do this on a budget. I might regret it. But my game plan is fill them up with dirt. When they start to sprout, then I'll individually plant them. And I might regret it, like I said. If I were giving advice, I'd say don't use these, but I'm going to use them. Now, I'll show you the dirt. I'm going to have to turn this upside down because the bag's upside down. Ready Grow. Nice thing about this Ready Grow is there is absolutely no dirt in it. The ingredients, I'm going to show you the ingredients right there. You've got coconut coir, perlite. I'm not even going to try to pronounce these. Earthworm castings. Whatever the heck that is. And yucca extract. So that is the ingredients. And for a bag, 50 liter, whatever. For that bag, I paid $18 a bag. I almost bought this stuff online, which was $18 just in shipping. And by the time I would have paid the shipping, you would be looking at $60 for a bag by the time I got it. And I can tell you the bag was nowhere near this size. So I'm going to see if I can't show you some of this dirt. And I'll tell you, the reason I got this is I do cactuses. I won't go over the variety of cactus here. Not appropriate. But that's why I got this. Because I saw an article. I was having problems with cactus. And I found this article that said, if you plant cactus in dirt, any dirt whatsoever, they'll stay alive for quite a long time, but eventually any cactus in dirt will die. That's what the article said. I didn't write it, so I'm just trying something new. So I'm going to put you on the tripod and we will do some planting. So one thing I failed to mention and I wanted to show you guys is I spray all my seeds with copper fungicide. I saw an example that somebody had written about online where they had some seeds that were molding and they did an experiment and they sprayed half of them with this copper fungicide that were already molded, and then they left half of them without. They cleaned the seeds off. Long story short, the ones that were sprayed with this, they had a very good germination rate. And I've used this stuff all the time. Firm believer in it, because prior to that I had a lot of just, you'd get that white fuzz all over your seeds when they started to sprout. So I spray, all my seeds have been sprayed with that. All right, moving forward. So let's see, I've not laid these out overly well, but what I'm trying to do, I've got my Noble firs here, I've got my Douglas fir, and then by a different company I've got Douglas fir. So I'm going to try to put all my firs in one of these. That is the seeds that I purchased. The seeds that I got off the property all those seeds, which are a mix of pine and fir, I'm going to put in one of their own beds. Oopsie doodle. So, let me set this back up. And I'm going to try to write on the sides so that if and when they sprout, I can kind of know what I have. So starting with, we'll put the label there, Douglas fir. And I'm not going to be overly careful with these because I'm planting several hundred seeds, to be honest. I haven't counted, but I'm guessing closing in on 1,000 seeds. And to be honest, I could do a whole tray of just nothing but these. And I don't have that many trays.
Can I help? Can I help?
No, China, you just do your art. Make sure I got all the seeds there. We'll do half this tray with those Douglas fir. And maybe I'm going to move the Douglas. Let's see how many Douglas fir in this one. Not that many. So we'll do a thin line of Douglas fir there from the other company. Now we're going to do our noble firs, which I'm hoping to do, guys, for Christmas trees. This is an experiment. I've never done noble fir. Not so many seeds, so we're going to put those just down here at the end. And I probably should have a little bit more care, but at the end of the day, I'm just trying to kind of see what kind of germination rate I get. So this one, I'm going to put all the seeds out, and I won't do all this on camera. And we're going to come back and put dirt, which is non-dirt, on top of this. So the seeds I've got left, I wanted to show you these. These are just a mixture of pine, fir, I believe. But it doesn't really pick it up. These did get some mold, and I sprayed these. So these, I'm going to plant in a separate planter because I don't want to put them with these seeds that have not seen mold. So those will get planted separate. These are some maple tree seeds. And then these I got out of some pine cones. So these I'll plant. And maybe the maples I'll plant. Because I got a little bit, I'll show you what I got going on here. Douglas fir. Douglas fir. Noble fir. That whole middle tray, nothing but cedar, from two different locations, but all cedar seeds. Then here I've got sequoias, Rocky Mountain juniper, western hemlock, western larch. Larch are the, what do they call it? Tamarack. So, there we go. Here, I've got grand fir, and here I have got my pecans. And then in the space here, I will drop in my pine trees and my, just like a row of maple trees. This is just all for experiment. And like I said, those others that got kind of moldy there for a bit, I think I'll still get some germination out of them, but they're not going with these seeds. So I'll get those others planted here. I'll cover everything with dirt, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with them outside. And one thing I didn't mention, but if you're going to, I don't know if you noticed, these trays didn't have holes in them. You got to drill holes in them. You got to have them drained. So here they are, all planted, numbered 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to find another way to do those too. So now I'm going to show you kind of what we're going to do with them.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do with these and kind of explain why. As you can see, it's snowing, and I want these to get covered with snow. Snow's kind of like an insulator. Pick a spot, and what I'm gonna do is line up all these, and I want them to get covered with snow. These seeds are used to snow. They do better in the cold temperature. And my goal is to kind of let nature, you know, when spring hits, it thaws out at the right temperature. I have found that I get really good germination rate indoors because I can control the atmosphere. But I find as soon as I get the germination, I start losing a lot due to molds in your house. But also, at that point, your plants, they're used to an indoor environment. And then it's really tough to take them from that warm indoor environment and introduce them to this. I'll show you a couple of cedar trees that I have that have spent the whole entire winter outside, and they're loving it. So I'll show you those next. So I don't know if you can see, but 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 little cedar tree starts in here. They've been out here all winter long. As you can see, they're very well alive, healthy, loving the cold. They do well with the cold. So they're gonna stay. This tree is one that I'm trying to rescue. We have a lot of, I don't know if they're moles or voles, but they go underneath the ground and they'll eat all the roots, boom, till they're gone and your tree falls over. So I put it in this pot just to see if it'll regain roots. I don't know. That there is sage, what's left of it. And then here we have, I'm trying to think of what these were. They're a nut, but it escapes me at the moment what they are. I'll think of it. Anyway, I grew these from seed, and as you can see, they've been outside. They've been outside and they're still alive. So, hazelnuts. Bam, that's what they are, hazelnuts. So we'll get those others outside, and then I'll show you them sitting there and just exactly how they're gonna stay. This is an experiment, and one that I hope to keep you update on progress. All right, just for the record, it is February 8. These are my planters, and this is more for myself because I have a feeling those numbers are gonna disappear. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then the 1, 2, 3, 4th tray is 2 different cedars, and then the 5th tray is random seeds that were moldy that I picked up off the property. And the reason they molded those, they were in the refrigerator, and I have found keeping them in moist paper towel is an awesome breeding ground for mold in a refrigerator. So I cannot recommend putting them in the refrigerator in wet paper towel. Do not do. And that's why I'm putting them in the dirt now and outside. It's more their natural environment, and I was having no luck in the refrigerator. In the freezer or even out here, then they just freeze, which here, yes, they freeze, but come spring, the thaw, bam, they're already planted. They're good to go. So now I just close the fence so the cat doesn't get in here like that, or they'll use it for a litter box. The reason I was going to do these right in the ground, the reason I did not is we have the mole vole problem, whatever they are, and no matter how many of those I've killed, there's like 30 more to take its place. So Yep, and there you go. Cat. That might become a problem. I'm gonna hope. Boy, that's frozen in the ground. Shoot. There we go. I'm gonna turn this off for a sec. All right, I got that gate closed. We're gonna see if that's cat proof. I know it's deer proof. I don't worry about the deer now because they're just seeds. Deer wouldn't be too interested in that. I do have my blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, all sorts of berries, quite a few of them in there somewhere. And this is basically an experiment. I've always, like I said, sprouted them indoors, and I get a really good germination rate, and then I lose just a ton of them. So that's a mystery that if somebody can say, hey, here's how to solve that, I would love it. Because the plant, right at the dirt level, it looks like it's wilting, and there's a term for that I've read on it, but I've not learned how to fix that problem. So all right, I'm hoping by morning they're covered in snow, and hopefully a good follow-up video will be in spring to this. Thanks, guys.